You didn't forget about Snake Eye, did you? Snake Eye XL. Oh, look, it's Skrulp. The Excel sheet. This archetype is insane. We'll see. Okay. Level 1 Fire Pyro Effect monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a level 1 fire monster from your deck to your hand. Ooh. We adding Kurikara, boys? Going second? We play one Kurikara, we add that every time we need it? Ooh. That's... okay. You can send this card and one other face-up card you control to the graveyard. Special summon a Snake Eye monster from your hand or deck except Snake Eye XL. Okay. It's -1 technically, but if the Snake Eye you summon has like an effect on summon, then it's fine. Snake Eye Orc. Also level 1 Pyro. If this card is normal or special, you can target one of your level 1 monsters that's banished or in the grave, add it to your hand or special summon it. There we go. You can send this card and one other face-up card you control to the graveyard. Special summon a Snake Eye from your hand or deck except Snake Eye Orc. Okay. So they all have... it seems to be their thing that the level 1s can tag out. Alright. Snake Eye White Birch. Is that all... do they all have something to do with trees? Because this is a birch, this is an oak. What is that? What kind of tree is that? Oh no, Pyro 2. Oh right, this is a rekindling target. This is a rekindling target, funnily enough. Okay. You can only special summon with the first effect once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. If you control a fire monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can send this card and one other face-up card you control to the graveyard. Special summon a Snake Eye from your hand or deck except Snake Eye White Birch. Okay, this is only during the opponent's turn, which these are not. Those are interesting cards, I feel like, so far. The question is, what are we sending from the graveyard, from the field to the graveyard to enable all of them? Because they can kind of like chain into each other, right? You can go like normal summon this, use its effect to add, then tag out into this, then bring this back from the graveyard, then this can tag out into whatever, but... okay. Snake Eye's Flamberge Dragon. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can target a monster in the graveyard or face up on the field, place it face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Okay, there we go, we get some fodder from that. During your opponent's turn, you can target a monster card on the field, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon it to your field. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 1 fire monsters from your grave. This card is good. This card is good, like, just genuinely. This is a very strong card. Because you can also just summon it with these guys, right? You can, like, summon this, tag out into some other one, tag out, summon this, link it off, get back 2 others. That's good. Okay. The Shrine of the Serpentine Sight, Snake Eye, field spell card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, you can place a Snake Eye from hand, deck, or graveyard face up in its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Okay, so it kind of gets your guys into rotation. Hold up. If this card is sent from hand or field to the... yeah, you can place this, and then you can send it with one of these guys, and it'll trigger, right? Yeah. Level 1 fires you control gain 1100 attack. Alright, literally wetlands out of here. Once per turn, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can target a monster card on the field, treat it as a continuous, special summon it to your field. Okay, it's a good field spell. Once again, I kind of like the design on this one. I kind of like the design on this field spell because it's like not just a random searcher on activation, but like a little bit more, you know, it's Okay. I like that. The original Tainted Treasure, Snake Eye. You can only activate one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, only once that turn. Send one other face-up card you control to graveyard, special summon a level 1 fire from hand or deck. Okay, mini teleport. Banish this card from the grave, then target a Snake Eye or Diabelstar monster. Is that the other archetype? Are they mixed together with the other lore? Okay. In your grave, add a level 1 fire from your deck to your hand, then place the targeted monster on the bottom. You can only activate one of the two effects. Okay. They're a new lore archetype? Okay, I see. This card is good. It's not amazing, but it is fine. Because it's just like another starter that you do have to put another face-up card on the field, which is not always easy if you're looking for a starter card. But this card is good. And it gives you follow-up too. The Glaring Ruler Snake Eyes. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If the total level of all Snake Eye monsters you control is 2 or more, activate one of these effects. Target a monster in your opponent's graveyard or face-up field. Place it face-up in its spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Target a monster on the field. Treat it as a continuous spell. Special summon it. That's not that great. That's not that great. But the rest of this is pretty good. I'm not sure if you're going to bother trying to set up this trap card. Because what I'm seeing here is cards that have the potential to give you a lot of material for Link summoning or rank 1 XYZ summoning. Or maybe mixing with other archetypes that have important level 1 fire monsters. But, yeah. They look really cool. They remind me, the eye reminds me a little bit of, because I just played Zelda. Whenever, like, the bad guys have an eye that you have to hit a couple times, it just looks like this. You know what I mean? Alright, so apparently this belongs into this archetype. Search for the Tainted Treasures with the Wicked Witch Diabelstar. Which, one of these is also... This is also a Tainted Treasure. Note. Corrupted Gem of Rebellion Snake Eye will be renamed to Tainted Treasure of Treason Snake Eye. Is that this one? Oh, the Dune card. Okay, old card from Dune. Okay. Is it a good card? Do I have to check it out, or is it not that important? The Dune card. Okay, someone linked it anyways. Thank you, Dyer. Oh, the one that equips your... Oh, I see. Okay. If you can search that, I could see that being a one-of, maybe. Like, if you can search that, okay. All right. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Special summon this card from your hand by sending one other card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Alright, if this card is normal or special, you can set a Tainted Treasure spell and trap directly from your deck. There you go, searchable. Also makes it a starter for this deck. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the grave during your opponent's turn, you can send the card from hand or field to the graveyard if you do special summon this card. Okay. This card seems decent. But it depends a lot on how powerful the Tainted Treasures are, because in itself, it doesn't do that much, right? She's already better than Visa Starfrost. She is, if she's supposed to be like the Visa Starfrost of this thing, where she's like mentioned on a couple of cards and does a couple things, I could see that. She's a little bit better than Visa Starfrost, I think, but yeah. Still not amazing. Yeah. The Tainted Treasure Hunter Fiend. Okay, here we have the first one. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Add a Diabelstar monster from deck or grave to your hand. Okay, simple Rhoda. Very good. Quick play as well. You can use both effects. During your main phase, banish this card from the grave. Target a tainted treasure that's banished or in the grave, except this and except Hunter Fiend. Place it on the bottom and draw a card. Okay, this card is completely busted. This card is completely busted because you can use both effects and it's straight up a Rhoda that goes +1 later. That's completely broken. A quick play Rhoda that gives you a +1 in the same turn and none of you can use both effects in the same turn is completely outrageously powerful. That's outrageously powerful. Okay. So far, the only monster this can add that I'm aware of is this one, right? Is there another monster this can add? Or is it just this one? The only little bit of a, like, drawback here is it's a quick play spell card, which means that if you set... This card only sets it. This card does not add it. So if you open this thingy, then you can't use it immediately. So that's actually, if this was a normal spell card, it would probably be better. It's just broken if you draw this card. If you draw this card, it's completely absurd. If you draw this card and then you search, this card is actually very slow because you have to set it and then use it later. Nano, thank you for the 4 months. All right. Tainted Treasure of Doom, Luciella. You can activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Target a level 7 or higher spellcaster you control, which I assume, yeah, this one is. That apply these effects in sequence. That face-up monster is unaffected by other monster effects this turn, but send it to the graveyard during the standby phase of the next turn. And then all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to that monster's attack. Then, if any of those monsters has been reduced to 0 as a result, destroy it. Ooh. That's a powerful interruption. That's a powerful interruption because it just pops everything that's less than 2,500. That is a very strong searchable interruption off of this thing. That's good. Rectala Schmidt, thank you for the 8 months. And Gian, thank you for the 7. Lord Dragonel, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate the support. That card is strong. That card is strong. And it's like, it's a quick play spell, so going second, it even works because this thing, this first effect does not start a chain. It's just like, you can just summon Diabelstar. Your opponent can't, like, negate that with, like, a Baron or something. And then you can start using cards like this that just threaten to blow up your entire board. Well, that's good. That's crazy. Tainted Treasure of Betrayal, Sylvia. You can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Only once that turn. Send a Diabelstar from hand or field to the graveyard. Target a face-up card in the field. Negate its effects. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your Diabelstar monster, banish this card from the grave. Negate that effect. This card isn't that great. Top 16 is starting. Okay. In a second. This card isn't that great. The field effect is not very good. But it is good discard fodder for Diabelstar. I will say these cards are powerful. I think these cards are powerful. However, I don't think so far I don't see much synergy between the Snake Eye archetype and the Diabelstar main archetype. I don't see that much synergy. Other than Diabelstar can set the Rhoda for this archetype or the E-teleport. Everything else, I don't think there's that much synergy. Because it's also just like, you are very incentivized. If you're playing this deck, you are very incentivized to base your deck around keeping this monster on the field. Right? Because you want to use this. This is clearly the best payoff for using this deck, right? You want to keep her on the board. But so far, there's only 4 cards for this archetype. There's only 4... Yeah. Maybe it could be a good secondary engine in other decks that really like discarding. We'll see. It's a cool archetype though. I like the artwork on both of these archetypes. Looking like a cool archetype. Yeah. For Dark Worlds, this does not synergize with Dark Worlds. It does not synergize with Dark Worlds because this is not discarded by card effect. Just like Visa's second and third archetype reveals will be game breaking. I will say both of these archetypes, after the first read, with just those cards, I don't think they're good enough, but they have very, very high potential. If they release 1 or 2 solid waves of support, this is definitely top tier material. The Snake Eyes in particular, I think, are not going to be as popular in the OCG because they seem like they play into Max C really hard. And it's like in the OCG, they either play decks that are good into Max C or they play complete insane combo decks. And this one seems like kind of a mid-rangey play style. Mid-range, yeah, both of these seem like more mid-rangey. So I'm not sure if they're gonna love that in a Maxi environment where the idea of the Snake Eyes is just like to chain them into each other to summon more and get more advantage that way. I'm not sure if that's gonna be viable in a Maxi environment, but we're gonna have to wait and see if there's more support coming in future sets because those cards are definitely looking like they have potential.